Alright, I think we're back. So, today, oh shit, well, it started off shit. Today, basically, we're just gonna look at a strategy. So we're basically just gonna go back to sort of basics. Support and well, not support and resistance. Don't trade support and resistance because I'm not brain dead. But we're basically just gonna get back into it. And we're gonna look for more. We're basically gonna analyze our strategy, our trading strategy, because we kind of do know what we're doing for the most part. There's maybe a few things that we could perfect, I guess. I mean, outside of emotions, there is a few other sort of technical things that we could fix. But overall, when it comes to trading, um, I would say I'm quite confident with what I'm doing and stuff like that. So um, yeah, we'll just get into it. I'll also look at applying Wyckoff today as well. So we're just gonna do a bit of that. I'm about to head to work in about 30 minutes or something, so I've got to be quick-ish. But yeah, no pressure. And yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna be a bit more serious today rather than saying that random ass shit and other things that I say in my other videos. Because yeah, this is. I mean, it's very important because if we don't have a strategy that doesn't, well, obviously it's got to work, but like realistically, you're not gonna win every single time. But yeah, we're basically gonna look into it, and yeah, so let's get into it. So I in fact did start this off all the way up here. So now this could technically be defined as Wyckoff. I wouldn't say it is yet, but anyways, so this is just more or less um no, go to is it this one? Was this one? I don't know what this is. Oh no, this is something else. Okay, never mind. Let's go over here. So one of the things we look for when we trade is a POI, right? POI is a point of interest, right? So S&D zones. So S&D zones, support, supply and demand, meaning demand, supply. Okay, simple. Supply can be like supply is everywhere, right? If I just go down real quick, so I can show you an example real quick. Supply zone up here. Okay, this is an example. Okay, well technically it would be all. This is an entire. This whole thing is a supply zone. Okay, does it tap in? Does it tap in? Probably, and then it gets rejected. Anyway, you could also use this as an order block. Some people call it order blocks. Honestly, I've learned two different ways: order block, supply and demand. In my eyes, they're both the fucking same. You can call it an order block if that makes you feel better. Sure. Call it supply and demand. I don't give a shit. Okay, whatever you want to call it is fine. Okay, this can be or connect as supply slash demand. In this case, it would be supply, or an order block if you want to call it that. And then we'll go back to the we'll go to the 1 hour. It doesn't really matter what time frame we use, anyways. Same sort of applies here, as you can see. And then some people might use this entire zone right here, right, and some might use this. Okay, this could be labelled as an order block because you've got this last sort of down move before the up move, kinda. But anyway, like I said, it's very subjective. Okay, let's just accept that. Let's move on real quick because I ain't got time. Well, I have, but I haven't because I got work. Anyway, so yeah, point of interest. You're going to be looking at supply and demand zones, but you're also going to be looking at areas of value, meaning areas which have got rejected in the past. So if we go on a 4 hour, this would make much more sense. Okay, so for Pepe, we can clearly see an area which is valued is down these levels. So I'm gonna just mark these out. These level, this level here, right? That's very simple. Some people could generally just say it's support resistance. Call it whatever the fuck you want. Like I said, I don't care. And then this wick, right, literally leads into this. Obviously, it goes above, but that's just more of sign of strength. Which, again, I'm not really going to get into that because, yeah, I just don't want to get into that. But yeah, you're going to be basically be looking at areas of value. So say it comes into here, rejects off of this level, right, and then it pulls back into a supply zone. There is logically, right, if you analyze the chart, and if you see breaks of structure and potentially liquidity sweeps and other things on that chart that indicate shorting, then that is fair. Like for instance, if I let's just use this. I'm just gonna replay here. Okay, I don't know where the fuck I am. Has it loaded? Let me get off of this. Let me go from here. It's all flat, so I can't really see any movement really. And then I'm gonna move it. So now I can see movement. Anyways, so at this level, you already have a sort of support if you want to use support and resistance. Traders can use whatever the fuck they want. Remember, do whatever you want, right? In my eyes, I don't see that as support. I see that as a demand zone down here. However, has it been mitigated? Yes. Okay. Mitigated supply/demand zones aren't always the greatest. However, because it came off of this huge dip, I would be more inclined to believe that this, or even technically this on a daily, right here, would act as a demand zone. Okay, so when it's in a POI, this right here, demand zone, an area of value, you're going to be looking for confirmations. Now obviously this is a daily, so if you want to scale down to a 4 hour, now you have more price action. What can we see? Well, technically we see bearish order flow. Okay, forget that kind of for now. We saw it tapping now. Also, you can refine zones. I don't know if many people know this or do this much, but you can, right here, this is the last down move before the up move right here. What happens? It taps in, it wicks in, okay, then it rallies. Okay, so that could have been an area, but again, you wouldn't just get in off of this. You wouldn't, unless you were kind of psychotic, then maybe you would get in on off of other sort of things. Now let's just play this. Okay, so we go down to a 1 hour because we want to see some more information, and guess what we have? This is fucking beautiful. All right, we have Wyckoff. Okay, technically here, yeah, technically it could be here. Okay, again, I'm pretty sure you've seen in some of the videos where I have showed you Wyckoff. This is an accumulation. Okay, let's just move this and we'll keep that there for now, and then we'll put this and technically this. Okay, and then technically I'd probably say fix B. Okay, because it broke above that, technically it wicked above. And then what do we have over there? Liquidation. So, hold on, fuck me, I didn't mean to do that. Right here, with the ST, then we have the STNB, which acts as a spring. Remember, I think I've already mentioned this in one of the videos. An STNB can act as a spring as long as we have an SOS. Following that, which guess what we do? We fucking do, guys. We fucking do. Sign of strength. Okay, now what we're expecting if you're going to trade after this, right? You have a POI, which is this entire zone right here, this all the way here marked down. You have a zone down here, demand zone, which got tapped into, right? And it bounced off straight away. Liquidity was taken, so liquidity sweep, another good indication. We had a break of structure, right? Sign of strength, right? So up until this moment, right? I'm gonna leave it like that. Just forget that any of this exists, because I can't be asked to reset the whole thing. Just forget any of that exists to the right from this sign of strength. You would expect, right, liquidity to be taken from demand zones. Okay, so technically, this area here could be, right, an area where you want to essentially buy or go long in. Okay, that's just actually fair. But look, it doesn't tap, right? So you would have missed this trade. Okay, but the importance is that you don't basically rush things because this wasn't presented. However, right after this level, we had it break up. Okay, even higher. So we could have entered it for. We could have entered, right, off of this move here, right? This entire zone, which was unmitigated, and I believe that taps into it and rallies higher. Okay, so obviously applying Wyckoff into an area of value with supply and demand zones. However, you need to understand that this overall thing is bearish until it's proven to break levels. One of the levels being this, right? This was a good level that it broken. Okay, this is good, right? However, then it comes back down, retests a demand zone, which was again, guess what? Unmitigated, right? Let me just show you this level right fucking here. Does it tap into it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Taps into it. So you have a demand zone that got tapped into, and then rallied higher. Okay. So now let's just apply the opposite, right? Area of value. Again, this has been tested multiple times. What can you expect potentially to hold? Okay. Can you see any Wyckoff in here? Well, kinda not. If you go down, okay, I can't do 5 minutes, unfortunately, and I don't think I'm going to even be able to find the price chart now. Unfortunately, I can't even go down to the time frame that I even want to get to. Unfortunately, so I won't be able to. I can't technically see it from here, in my eyes, but there is Wyckoff in here. Okay, again, we have our BC, which is buyer's climax, technically. Then we have our AR, which technically could be this candle or this candle, doesn't matter. I guess it's all subjective to the way you want to sort of do your strategy, right? ST, UT, UTAD, UTAD, and then right here technically, oh shit, I need to do that. Kind of weakness. Where technically it was from this level here. It broke structure. Right here, sign of weakness. So could mark this as a break structure down if you wanted to as well, but it's also a sign of weakness. And we have a supply zone right here on this blue candle. Technically it's not blue, well it is, you know what I mean. So you would literally, if I was trading this, I'll be honest, my entire requirements are met. You could technically have your stop loss just above this liquidity sweep, like literally there. Okay. Now again, I don't know how the fuck this is going to play out, and target also area liquidity, right? Let's target this, see how it goes. But again, it's not like I know everything, you know. Is this live? I swear to fuck if this is live. Nah, bro. No way. It is live. Oh my god. I'm actually retarded. I genuinely thought I was in replay mode. I could have swore I was in replay mode. Alright, well, I guess we will find out whenever the price develops, but yeah, this level here would have been a position to short, and I anticipate that it's going to target this level down here. So yeah, with Pepe I was also expecting a short, but anyway, besides the point. So that is essentially it. Wyckoff, right, and looking for things in certain areas. So, you know, this hasn't actually tapped in, but it's tapped into this zone here, as we've seen. But it's kind of went through ish. I think it might have held. Yes, held, which is good, but I think overall Pepe will target new lows. Even if we, I mean, just look at it bearishly, like order flow wise. Look at this. And let me get a highlighter and just tap these high, low, high, low, technically high, low, high, same high, low, high, high, high. Yeah, it hasn't broken any of these significant highs. It can, it definitely can, but for now, it just leads me to believe to be looking for shorts. Obviously, from these areas, I did open long positions and I took profit. But apart from that, you would technically be looking for shorts. So obviously now you're going to be okay. So overall, you're thinking, shorts. Okay, this is another method you have to use: order flow, understand the market and which way it's going. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I mean, I've seen this, but it's interesting to be fair. It's like you've got a double bottom, but again, I don't trade patterns like double bottom, double top. No one trades it. Well, some people do. I don't. But all I can say is from here, there's a possibility on 30 minutes maybe I can see. A distribution. Let me just double check. Got. Let me see. Yeah. So also now it's in an area of value. I'm just basically applying what I know to this, which is Wyckoff. Okay. Technically that's a sign of weakness here. ST, and then you would have a technically a UT over here, which would be a schematic 1 or 2, which I want to call it, both the same in my eyes. Anyways, so we've got the buy climax, the automatic rally, the sellers, secondary test, then we've got the sign of weakness, phase B, then we got the UT, see up thrust, and then we've got here we have RPSY, and literally the same on this one. Okay, because it's cut into areas of supply on lower time frame. You can't see the supply on a 30-minute. This is why you have to go down. Scale that bitch down. Okay, scale that fucker down. Supply mitigated. Supply up here unmitigated. Okay, could it come up and mitigate? It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. But again, that could happen more in the future. I mean, as you can literally see right here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower, potentially lower low. If it breaks this level, I would preferably want to be seeing this area get targeted down here, maybe even lower. But again, it's a fucking Saturday. I don't know if market moves like this on a Saturday, like this drastically, but it might. And then also we've got the sign of weakness, the actual sign of weakness, which would be down here. Okay. So technically, wouldn't these just not be valid? Confused. Like I said, I'm still trying to learn this bitch. Let me go to that. Sign of weakness. Hold on. You got the UT, then you can technically have those, and then you can also have the sign of weakness. And then so that is valid. because at that point you can also have the pullback into this area, which we literally just saw, right? And then it go down further. Okay, so that's just applying Wyckoff to this, and the UT also liquidated, just as you see. So this looks like a distribution, and in my eyes, it's a short. Okay, now I was taking longs from fucking from way up here. I got stopped out. But I did enter a short earlier on. Up of fuck me, I don't even know where I took it off of. Might have been bang on 200-ish. Because I was trying to target this level here. Yeah, it must have been this level. I was trying to target this unmitigated supply zone at the time, and then it mitigated it, and it actually wanted to target this level. But I'm guessing on a lower time frame, which, as you can see right here, right fucking there, bang, it taps into this area of supply, and then I'm not gonna say I'm right on this, but I would anticipate that the price does go down, just from what I've seen and all my analysis leading up to this. I would say, oh shit, just went off of that. I would say price is gonna go down further. But whether I'm right or not, I don't know. But yeah, so that is pretty much it when it comes to basically entries, how to enter, how to exit. I think I've covered essentially how I exit. I target areas of liquidity. This area is not an area of liquidity because we're already at that fucking area, right? The next true area would technically be down here, right? Realistically, it's also demand zone from here if you wanted to box it out. So an area could be 1.5. This area could be targeting. Okay, that is realistic. Okay, and how would you want to enter off of this right now? Let's just quickly fucking look. Okay, right here, area of supply. Okay, you would want, this is how you would enter. Short your position. Right, target this area. Technically it'd be this one, if we're being realistic. Right, you wouldn't want it to go above this technically, but you can do that if you wanted to as well. And then you would obviously want to target down here, and then you'd also be waiting for price to basically come back in, retest, and then potentially just go down even lower. Okay, that is my analysis on this so far currently, and that's also me applying my strategy with Wyckoff in a POI, with other confirmations like break of structure as we've seen here, break of structure here as well, right? Switching bearish overall order flow on a 4 hour as we've seen also. Bearish, there is liquidity to target, okay? Liquidity to target would technically be down here, okay? So we've got another area of liquidity to target, right? We've got a demand zone here. We could target here if we wanted to as well. Again, it's all just subjective to how the fuck you trade, but like that's pretty much my strategy. Included, like, for the most part. There might be a few other things I think on here. There might be some things, but that is like pretty much everything when it comes to my strategy, all in one. So, yeah, we'll see how this plays. Obviously, I'm anticipating it to go down. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna try and see what went wrong. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Well, technically this video will be uploaded tomorrow, but yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow anyways.